This is a video for information purposes for all customers at Hippersons Boatyard in Beccles. To help you enjoy your day on canoe and kayak, we're going to show you a few tips for paddle crafting enjoyably. It is an information video and not an instruction to help you get a good start. The first thing to be aware of when getting in a canoe is what's the front end and what's the back. The front end on our canoes has the number at the top and then the license down the side. The back end has no number on it at all. The front end has more legroom. Always make sure if there's more than one person in the canoe, you've got the front end facing forward. Firstly, how do you get into the canoe safely? Well, put one hand on either gunnel on either side and that will make it stable, and then step in. So hold on to the gunnels on both sides. We put the thumb under to hold the paddle, then you wrap your fingers around the top and you'll notice Steve's got his hand where the black marking is to hold the paddle safely and securely, ready for your canoeing paddlecraft adventure. Two hands on the gunnel and sitting down, perfect entry into the canoe. And the same by Steve. Luke's at the front, he's the powerhouse and he will put all the propulsion forward, and Steve at the back is acting like a rudder, and you'll see at times he'll turn his blade sideways and change with the rudder. Steve is at the front of the canoe being the powerhouse. He's pulling and putting all the energy into it. At the back you'll notice Luke is using it very close and then just turning it sideways. He's got it as a rudder, holding it still, and Luke is in control of the direction the boat's going, while Steve at the front is pulling. And you can see clearly there Luke's rudder and Steve is pulling and doing the powerhouse, which is why if you want to do least amount of work, sit at the back of the canoe. What you can see Steve and Luke doing here now is they're taking the paddle far away and they're spreading the toast. They're buttering the toast in a round arch, and that's making the canoe move sideways and bring it in towards the pontoon, so they can bring it up nicely to where they want to moor the canoe up, just by buttering the toast. What you'll see now, Steve is going in the canoe on his own as a one person. It's possible to, but when you go out in a one person, as in a Canadian canoe, you face backwards. So although Steve's sitting at the front, he's facing backwards towards the back of the canoe where there's less legroom. The canoe strokes stay the same. You still use the paddle close to the canoe to make sure you move as quick as you can. You just sit at the back and have a lovely peaceful day canoeing on your own. Going. And here you can see, because Steve's on his own canoeing, he's sitting right to the side to give the maximum steerage, giving the canoe some extra stability, bringing it down so he can get right in with his paddle, and he's using power and he's being the rudder by turning it sideways and having a lovely controlled and peaceful time. Now you'll see Steve is holding the kayak paddle, and what you do is you put your hand that you write with, which in Steve's case is his right, firmly, and you grip in where the black marking is, and then with your other hand you're going to use that for rotating the paddle around when you are out kayaking on the river, having a wonderful kayak adventure, as you see Steve demonstrating the paddling technique. See, hold on to both sides, gunnels exactly the same, hands in, slither yourself in, and you're sat in a kayak, absolutely beautiful. Same technique as on a canoe, but this time you're completely in charge of your kayak. You are your rudder and your powerhouse, and off Steve goes for a nice gentle kayak. So here you see Steve and Luke both kayaking, using the stroke, rotating it round, using the paddle to come in. You can use it going backwards to stop it and steady it. Nice gentle strokes. And they've both got their paddles which are attached to the kayak, and the lovely stop there by Luke. Just pull the paddle backwards and it stops it, and then turn it by using the paddles. And the paddles are attached to the kayak, so even if you drop your kayak by accident, you'll be able to get it back from the water. There's no problem with that. Same as on the canoe, you can use the paddle to butter the coast to get the kayak to move sideways and help you get in to where you want to be to finish up nice and smoothly. Easy when you know how. Remember, this is an information video to help you have fun on your day out on a canoe and a kayak from Hippersons Boatyard. It's by no way intended as an instructional video, it's just information to help you enjoy having some family fun on the river at Hippersons Boatyard. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.